Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Night Live. Here we are. It is November the 9th. Can you believe it? I have a few announcements before we get into tonight's topic of no more FOMO. FOMO can mean many things, but we'll get into that in a bit. Let me see here. Let's do the announcements first. So I'm Anita. For those that I'm sure you must know that, those of you that are here, but if this is the first time you've ever met me, I have been doing this for about 15 years. Started low carb, then keto, carnivore, and lost about 150 pounds. And it's just a completely different way of life, way of eating, and it is fantastic when you get into the swing of it. And so I'm here to share things that I've learned along the way, and I'm also still learning though as well. So just so you know that. So that's me. I've got I was going to say Bonnie and Melissa. I've got Melissa here today, Copper's Kitchen. She is in the live chat. She's welcoming people, answering, providing links, and possibly answering some questions later. Go easy today. She's on her own today because Bonnie is she's out west here. I could probably wave at her across the water. She's over in Seattle. I'm on Vancouver Island. And it also is Bonnie's birthday. And I've already seen a few birthday greetings to her because it wasn't a secret. Apparently a few people who came in here knew. I think I saw, hang on, this was the first comment I saw when I sat down. It was, I've lost it now. It was Danny saying happy birthday to her. So I thought that was very nice that people were remembering her birthday today. So happy birthday, Bonnie. I know you're going to watch the replay. Hope you're having a good time. Okay, so that's that announcement. I like to also thank, some of the vendors out there who support my channel, and these things help with my live streams and being able to support all the things that I do. So first one is, let me see here. This is, oh no, that's the wrong one. That is the wrong one. Hang on a second. How do I do this? Let's see. And this one. Yeah, Serena, Purely Tallow. I've been a customer of hers for 2 years now. I love her products. She's having an early Black Friday sale. So for those of you that love her products, there's a link. You'll get that 20% off till tomorrow. This sale ends tomorrow, so I just want to let you know. This is the size of the regular size bottles. I especially love this overnight one. They call it a mask. It's not really a mask. Well, you probably can't see. Oh, there you go. It's not a mask. It is just an overnight cream, but boy, is it nice. And this is their new product, Trinity Balm. It has three different essential oils in it. Grass-fed beef tallow, emu oil, and beeswax with lavender, green mandarin, and Roman chamomile essential oils. It is super nice. I'm very much enjoying that one. And then I have the lavender anti-aging whip tallow. Got to have that anti-aging. For those of you that don't know, I'm 67. And you know what? I'm okay with being 67. I'm not on any medications. I feel amazing. And I do like to use. I mean, we're trying to eat, proper human diet. So I also like the idea of on my skin having no chemicals, and so this fits the bill for me. So thank you, Serena. And then the other one is, let me see here. Keto Chow sent me their holiday flavors. peppermint and ginger. And I think I have that as, oh, wrong. I'm doing really terrible with this. Okay. So yeah, look how festive those are. I did make a recipe with the peppermint, which I'm going to share with you guys this week sometime. It is a keto recipe. It's not a carnivore recipe, obviously, but it's going to be a good recipe to share with your children and grandchildren and relatives for Christmas, and that kind of tastes like my mom's butter cookies that she used to make. And what a great way to share that kind of thing with them, so that they don't get quite as much sugar during those holiday meals. So let me go back to just me. Okay, so thank you to Keto Chow, and thank you to Purely Tallow, and thank you for the products for me to test. So so let's support them as well. I appreciate anyone who does support them, also supports my channel. So we're going to talk about FOMO today. FOMO is something that certainly I know exactly. I mean, I have suffered with FOMO over the years, and especially in the beginning. Let me just, no, I keep doing that wrong. There we go. Especially in the beginning, when I was first trying to get through a holiday season, just trying to get through a holiday season. That's hard. That's hard in the beginning. There's no question. And I have some strategies that I want to share because, it's taken me many years to get to the point where I'm like, meh, about, all these different foods. But I certainly remember what it's like. So, I just want to start out by saying that, holiday gatherings, and you guys, we've had our Thanksgiving already here in Canada, but I know that you guys have got your big one coming up the end of the month. And so I just, this is just a reminder that the holiday gatherings are not about the food and the desserts and the pie. It's about presence, being with your families. You can be part of the celebration without feeling like you're missing out. So let's talk about a few strategies here. I do have the handout. Obviously, there is a link that you can download that. You don't have to give an email or anything like that. Just download it, share it, put it on your fridge, whatever you want to do. I like to give out handouts to people, just so that you can, maybe remember what I talked about, or share with a friend or whatever. But the memories are not in the menu. The memories are with the people. People are going to remember, the laughter and the family times, just those cozy feelings, and not the potatoes. Like it's not about that. We tend to make it about that in our, I do anyways. In the past, I made it about that. It was like the food had to be perfect. What I brought had to be perfect. Everything had to be perfect. And, it's not Thanksgiving without XYZ, and it's not Christmas without ABC. Well, it can be. Focus on who you're with, not what you are eating or what they are eating. Like, just don't even go there. You're never going to look back and say, oh, I wish I'd had more pie, or, oh, I wish I'd had this, You're going to remember how good it feels, though, to have hung out with your family members, most of them anyways, and also how you handled yourself. That is what is going to make you feel proud in the end, how you did that. And a lot of it is flipping around the FOMO to JOMO. So FOMO is fear of missing out. JOMO is joy of missing out. And I learned this one from Kelly Hogan. And I was in her coaching class for over a year, learned a lot from her. And this is one of the ones that has stuck with me. So the joy of missing out on, the carb hangover, the bloat, the diarrhea, the weight gain, the joint pain, the inflammation, like those are all things that you're not going to have if you stick mostly to proper human diet foods. Do share some of the things, like, this is an anchoring thing. If you can write out some of those things that happen to you when you overeat, when you binge, when you eat some of those foods that are going to make you feel sick the next day or for days on end. Share some of those things, that like some of the victories that you're going to have by not having them, and that may help other people as well as yourself. Um, Freedom is the goal, not restriction, but freedom from cravings, freedom from food obsession, freedom from pain and inflammation, freedom from all of the things that overindulging bring to the table. And you know, a lot of us go into it, and I've done this myself. It's just going to be the one day, and the very next day, I'm going to get right back on. And months later, I'm still there. That has happened to me many times in the past, and I'm sure that I'm not alone here. I did not get to 320 pounds by doing this right. I didn't have one day. I didn't go off plan for a day. I sometimes went off plan, for months because of deciding to go off plan for a day. You can get to a point where a day is possible, but that takes a long time. It does. It takes a long time, and it's one of those things that you'll know when you get there, and it can take years. So be patient. Before you sit down to eat, anchor your why. This is actually a very powerful strategy. I don't think enough people try it. But what I like to do is, I have written out my why, and I have little post-it notes and things like that with different aspects of my why on it. Stick one in your pocket, your purse, your wallet, your pocket, your jeans, or whatever, if you're going somewhere. And even just if you're having a weak moment, just slipping your hand in your pocket and touching it and knowing it's there can be really helpful. So I would invite you to give that a try. Maybe before a holiday meal, you sneak into the bathroom, or just sneak into a quiet place somewhere, and take it out and read it. Just really have that anchored in your mind before you sit down to eat. Remind yourself why you're doing this. The energy, the clarity, confidence, the healing. Those are all important things. And we all have different reasons for being here, and hang on to those, and think about them often. And think about future you. How is future you going to feel tomorrow or next week? So, will this help me feel the way I want to feel tomorrow morning? And, if you can answer that question, even if you are, w- you know, there's always this expectation that, I'm either going to be really bad or I'm going to be perfect. There is an in between. It is not all or nothing. It can be all or something. And so just remember that. Like, if you've had a little slip already, maybe maybe the appetizer wasn't something you should have had, or you picked at something. That doesn't mean you blow the rest of the meal. It doesn't have to it does not have to be all or nothing. I was such an all or nothing person. I was that person who would say, "Oh, I ate a bite of that. Well, I may as well just throw it. I may as well just go, whole hog now. Like, what's the difference? Well, there is a difference. If you don't, if you've made a mistake, or you had something that you didn't plan to have, and the meal is like, there's still other things happening, you can stop right there. It doesn't mean you have to keep going. And these are things that dawn on you over time. I mean, in the beginning, when I was first doing this, it seemed like a clear choice. Oh, I messed up. Well, that means, eventually I learned that that's not what it meant. That it was not all or nothing. That I could just go, oh, let's learn from this and carry on. So I did it, but that doesn't mean I have to keep doing it. So yeah, just remember that it's not all or nothing. And here's something that I do to this day, because I can have a holiday plan and build in some flexibility. So, for example, you can identify some items. Like, most of the time, here's an example. Most of the time, I'm just eating meat. Okay, I eat meat, eggs, some dairy, that kind of thing, like animal kingdom stuff. But when I'm going to a family dinner, I know that there's going to be some vegetables there, and charcuterie, things like that. And I allow myself to have that. Like, I will say, yeah, okay, if there's asparagus, I just really love asparagus. If there's asparagus, I'll have a few. And I'm okay with that. So I mean, just pre-decide what kinds of things you might be able to have that are not going to trigger. Well, certainly you don't want to have anything you're allergic to, or anything that will send you off into an immediate frenzy. You want to pick some safe foods, whole ingredient foods, that kind of thing. Be reasonable about it. Build in some flexibility into your plan for that day, so you don't feel like you've completely oh my God, I'm sitting here just eating turkey. You can bring your own stuff too. Like, bring extra, bring bacon, bring whatever other kinds of things you like. I always bring a charcuterie board if I'm going somewhere, because I feel it gives like a few more choices to me. But pick a few things that are safe for you. I mean, if you're happy to sit there and just have only 100% what you've laid out for your plan, that's fantastic. I mean, sometimes that happens. But if you're the type of person that it's going to just really get to you and wear on you, and maybe cause you to binge later, you got to know yourself. Maybe you make something. I mean, I know that there's a lot of keto people here. You guys can make a dish. You can make a dessert or something like that is sugar-free, keto friendly. If that's your discretion, wow, just fantastic. Like, if you're able to make something that that you're able to have it, be happy with it, don't bring home leftovers, and you can carry on with your life the next day, I applaud that. And I think that some of us, sometimes, we need to be able to do that just for that day. As long as that is not going to send you off into some kind of a frenzy. Realistic flexibility can mean the difference between an enjoyable holiday meal and a free-for-all binge. And it's the free-for-all binge that we do not want. Perfection is not the goal, but progress and peace are the goal. If you can find peace around, the food choices you've made, that's what we're looking for. Final strategy is to fill up on gratitude. And this is something that you can do every single day, and it will help you. But I would especially encourage you to do it in times like this, where there's, all the holiday chaos. List 3 things that you're grateful for, that have nothing to do with food, and focus on them when you're at these events and these meals. When you focus on, the abundance in your life, FOMO does fade. You don't have to have a lot of fear about missing out if your life is full and you're living it to the fullest. Foster an attitude of gratitude, and I promise you that that goes a long way. And it's such a small and easy thing. It's free. I mean, all of this stuff is free stuff, that you can do, and if you're just willing to do it and put in a few minutes a day. So that's the handout, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what some of the questions are and comments here. I see that the comments, we've got a whole bunch of things here for me to take a look at, so I'm going to remove that, and here we go. So let's see here. Jason has been having snow all day. Oh my goodness, that is something. I hate to tell you. Oops, I won't go to that one yet. I hate to tell you that today was like a spring day here on the West Coast. I actually went outside in the garden, and I was raking leaves and putting the leaves out on the garden beds without a jacket. I didn't even wear a hoodie. I just wore a sweatshirt. That's it. It was so nice here today. I'm sure you needed me to tell you that, but I just wanted to share. So sorry about the snow. I'm sure we'll get some eventually. So yeah, here's a different kind of FOMO, all about hack your health, Meatstock, Keto Palooza, things I never make it to. I totally am going to get to one of those someday. I get FOMO for those as well. That's a good kind of FOMO. It's sort of, it gives me something to work towards, look forward to. I love going to those. I will be at Meatstock 2026. If anyone is thinking about going, there are still some convention tickets left. And you can get, if you are checking out, if you go and want to get a ticket and you're at checkout, put in Ketogenic Woman and you will get $50 off your ticket if you do that. So I hope to see some of you there. Brian, hey, nice to see you here. Thank you for gifting a membership. Let's find out who got that. That was very generous of you. Kel received a gift membership from Brian. That is awesome. Thank you very much, and hope to meet you, Kel, in one of the Zooms at some point. Karen Roberts, anyone out there can help me. Blood glucose was 185, then a minute later 120. Is this normal to happen? Would like to get a CGM. Okay, so I assume you pricked your finger. One reading was 185. 1 minute later, it's 120. That's probably one of them is incorrect. It could have been a bad strip. So, the thing with the strips, like sometimes they can get contaminated. Sometimes if the air gets to them, I don't know if you have a Keto Mojo or if you have the Forest 6. The Forest 6, the strips come in a little canister. Make sure that canister is always tightly closed. The Keto Mojo, the strips are individually wrapped. So make sure you unwrap them just when you're going to use them. Like don't unwrap a whole bunch and leave them out or anything, to save time, because the air can cause them to have errors. But every now and then there's just a bad strip. So I'd like to think that yours is 120 rather than 185 is pretty high, and we don't really want our blood glucose to be that high. So hopefully the 120 was correct. A CGM is a great experimental thing. And that reminds me, so I'm Canadian, and I have gotten an over-the-counter CGM a few times. And they're generally in about the $120 range. But for those of you in Western Canada, I was at London Drugs the other day, and they have Dexcom 7 there over the counter for $79. So I bought one. I'm going to try it out in the coming week or two, but that's quite a price difference. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. But I do love a CGM. even if you only ever get one once, just to test all your foods and things like that, so that you know which foods you know trigger you or trigger your blood glucose. So okay. Kel has gifted a ketogenic woman membership at Kel underscore. Is that the same Kel that got? I don't really know. I'll have to look into that later. But Kat Diamond was the recipient of that by Kel. So great. You got pay. Okay, yes, it was her. She's paying it forward. Well, good for you. I love this. I love you guys. This is amazing. Terry P is already planning menu for the holidays. That is good to plan ahead and to know what is going to happen, and it just makes you feel a little bit more in control. And so yeah, it's a good idea. Good idea. So nice to see you here, Terry. Darvit, hey, the joy of not having to struggle to get back on track. Isn't that amazing? Or having to fight to get symptoms to go back into remission. Nothing tastes as good as being pain or symptom free feels. I agree with that 100%. And the other thing is the joy of, a week after the big holiday event, you can, still zip up your pants. There's some joy in that as well. And that you can still go for walks without your knees killing you. I mean, that's the one that always gets me. Like, inflammation hits me in my left knee like a ton of bricks, and I know it. And so, it was interesting because I did 3 days of sardines earlier in the week, and boy, I noticed the walking was so much easier in the morning. So yeah, it's having that inflammation out of there is so good. Tina, hey Tina, so nice to see you here. My friends and I practice JOMO, the joy of missing out, a feeling of pleasure you get from spending time doing what you want, not worrying about what others do or say. JOMO, okay. Thank you, Tina. There's so many different perspectives on this simple idea, and can touch your life in so many different ways. Darvit, people remember you were there, not what you ate or didn't eat. That, I find that is true. I have heard people say, what if, how do I explain to people how I'm eating? I just don't even worry about it. People are worried more about what they're doing and what they're saying and what they're just don't even worry about it. Just put on the plate what you're going to put on the plate, and I would not worry about what other people ever think, because they don't. They do not pay attention to what you're eating. I have been in situations where I've only had meat on my plate and have wondered what people would comment, and nothing, zero zilch. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Tammy, my JOMO is no joint pain. I know, that's mine too. That is such a good one. Jazzy Mama in Alaska. I've discovered that too much sugary foods makes my joint pain worse. 100% it does. It causes inflammation. A potato would be tolerated better than cake with frosting. I don't need that. 100%. Yeah. I mean, and hang on, my earbuds just disconnected, but it's actually okay because nobody here is talking to me. You just need to hear me. I hope everybody can hear me. Okay, so we're good. JOMO equals no guilt, tidy whitey. I agree. I think that is wonderful. So thank you for sharing that. And just Jason, no matter what you do, please do not punish yourself if you go off plan. Just forget it happened and move on with your life. 100%. Because if you punish yourself, that is not going to help. It's just going to make it worse. And and don't punish yourself and say, oh, I'm not gonna eat anything for a week. I mean, that's not good either. You just want to come back like the next day. Just get back on. Just get back on and just have your favorite food, have your favorite keto or carnivore foods. Like, don't start starving yourself as a form of punishment. Okay. Darvit. We don't need to start back at day one. Just get back on track with your next meal and keep going. Exactly. That's exactly how I believe it should be. Like, definitely, like, who cares what day it is? Like a lot of people get really sad about, oh, I have to go back to day one. No, you don't. You're on a journey. This is a journey, and this trip doesn't, there's not an end to it. It takes time. It's what you're on for. It's what I'm on for the rest of my life. So I don't even think about, oh, it's day one or it's day three or whatever. I don't pay any attention to that stuff. I'm on the journey, and if you make a mistake, or if you choose to have a meal that is off plan, this is still part of your journey. You're not going back to day one. You're in the midst of your journey, and just keep going. Like, that's like, no need to think about it as starting over again. Memories and must-haves. I lost 80 pounds doing keto, both dirty and clean. When your heart and head are connected, it sure makes it a lot easier to connect. That's for sure. And I have certainly been, when I was keto, I did dirty and clean, and it just all depended on the day. And, it's whatever you have to do to make it through. And congratulations on the loss of 80 pounds. That is really something. Jazzy Mama in Alaska, bring something you can eat. Have something high protein before you go. Carry some purse bacon. Purse bacon is a really good thing. There's so many things like that. You can bring those meat sticks that are individually wrapped. I like to bring a charcuterie board for sharing, and it can have cheese and deviled eggs and ham roll-ups, things like that. Those are all good things. Get your group to take a walk before or after dinner for a new tradition. That is also a good one. And taking a walk for 10 minutes after a meal is also, proven to lower your blood glucose. So I think going after dinner is a great idea. It gets your muscles to use that extra glucose that's hanging around in your blood. So great idea. Brian, the happiness of not doing something I shouldn't outweighs the doing every time. Yeah, that's definitely true. Darvit, you have a really great community full of wonderful people. I know. I see so many people here that are members of the private group, and I'm just always so happy about that. So it's overwhelming sometimes how supportive. I even went to somebody else's live stream the other day. I was like, all the people in my membership are here too, and I had no idea they were going to be there. There were so many of them, and so I was really impressed with that. That not only are they out there supporting me, but they're out there supporting other people as well. And they're super impressive. I have such a great group of people here today. Smiling for you too. I thought I could make some cultural holiday foods for my family without eating them, and I proved myself wrong. I am not making those foods this year. I need to do that to know that it will be okay. Everybody is going to be different in this respect. I mean, I know some people who do make the cultural foods, and they're okay not eating it. I myself make some foods for the vegetarians. I know there's a few favorites that they have, and I usually make them, like a butternut squash lasagna or something along those lines. It's something special just for them. I don't feel any need to eat it, but I know that there are some in my past that if I did make them, it could be a problem. And I choose not to make those. And so, you have to go with what you know that you can do and handle. And that may change over time. For today, if that's what it is, then that's what it is. Jason, I like being the only one not passed out on the couch after a big meal. Isn't that the truth? I can remember which of my uncles would always be snoring on the various couches and all that stuff. And yeah, it wasn't a pretty sight. Uh, Peggy Ann, this is the first time I've been able to catch the live chat and I'm enjoying it immensely. I enjoy your channel and watch your videos all the time. Thanks for all your information and great recipes. I'm so happy that you made it. It is kind of fun getting to the live, and I go to other people's live streams, and I really enjoy watching the chat progress and people talking to each other and getting involved in that. It's kind of I really like doing that, and so I get that, and it is different than actually watching a lot like a replay or something. But I either way, I appreciate when people come and watch the replays for this too, because you still learn things from the replay, but it's always fun to get to the live. So thanks for being here, Peggy Ann. Easy Peasy Keto finally caught a live as well. I'm so glad that you're here as well and enjoying the live chat too. Crafty Mom, I was with a large group of family this past October. I had one sister-in-law who asked if I was carnivore because of my breakfast orders when we went out. I was impressed, because people are starting to find out about carnivore and what it means. It's becoming more mainstream. There's more and more out there. There's more and more books that are coming. I know quite a few people who are working on books right now, including myself. And so you're going to see that awareness grow for sure. Transform in progress. I love the concept of JOMO. I love that too. I thought, Kelly Hogan is just so smart. I learned so much from her. Jazzy Mama, think of a lapse like getting off at the wrong exit. You don't turn around and go back home. You just get back on at the next spot. Yeah, that's a really good analogy. That is good. Go have some bacon and eggs or whatever is a simple for you to fix meal. Yeah, I'm totally on board with your statement here. It is 100% how I feel, and I love that analogy. Just Jason, lots of your community supports over at my live streams now. You are all great. That makes me really happy. I am so glad to hear that. Okay. The one who seeks finds. People will add sugar to so many foods. I had a simple salad that made my sugar go up. Chef said there was sugar in the dressing. It's so true. And if you and buying things from the store as well, you really have to read your labels because almost everything has got sugar in it. I'm unnecessarily so. I mean it just kills me when I take a can of tomato sauce or something off the store shelf and you look at the back and why are they adding sugar to something that already has natural sugar? It makes no sense to me. And so we have to be vigilant. Restaurants can be especially bad, the sauces and things like that. It's always a good idea to get sauce on the side. It really is hard to be 100% compliant in a restaurant. But yeah, we can only do our best. And, yeah, it's a challenge. Smiling for you too. I never thought I would say this, but my granddaughter made cookies. She didn't make any for me because she said she knew I wasn't eating sugar. And I thought that was so thoughtful. It is thoughtful. I mean, we always feel guilty I mean, I used to feel guilty if I didn't eat something that, a family member had made. And it goes both ways too. Like maybe it's so nice that you have your daughter who's thinking of you and your health, and you're setting that example of not having the sugar, and she's accommodating you. I mean, I think that's fantastic. And so then you don't have to feel guilty for not sampling her baked goods. That is great. That's my dog making that weird noise, in case you're wondering. But she just does that. She's okay. Copper's Kitchen. It is so weird when Bonnie and I go to someone else's live. We feel like we are not doing our jobs. You can just go and hang out. You don't have to be answering questions and finding links and all that stuff. I know it's weird when I'm there too. I'm like, oh, I'm just here. What do I do? Like, it's kind of funny actually. But I do enjoy going to other people's lives as well. Darvit, I bought your egg and sardine fasting books. Both are full of great information. Did an 86-hour fast, then 3 days eggs and 3 days fish, lost 20 pounds and 90% less joint pain. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad. And both I love both those fasts, and you can make them as clean as you want. Some people, use some of the recipes to go a little dirtier. But it's always good to do a clean one too, especially if you suffer from joint pain and you want to do something about the inflammation. But those are fantastic results. Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for buying those books and supporting the channel. Janice, I have to set an alarm to remind of your live chat. I have to set an alarm to remind me I have to be here too. Because sometimes on a Sunday, things can get really busy, and I've never not made it. The other day I had a Zoom, and I got there at about 2 minutes too, because I got so busy I forgot. So it does happen. Christy, I know you mentioned you're not a great fan of turkey. I'm really not. I myself don't have much taste for it. What are you cooking for Thanksgiving and Christmas? We already had our Thanksgiving back in October. And if I recall, I made rack of lamb. I'm pretty sure I made rack of lamb for Thanksgiving. So where I live now, most of my family are vegetarians. I live on Vancouver Island now. If I was on the Lower Mainland, I'd be sitting in front of a turkey, and I would have brought some extra meat and stuff for myself. They usually have turkey and ham, and I'm not a ham person either, so I usually bring. But here on the island, it's the vegetarians, and so there isn't a turkey. I actually kind of like it because I'm not pressured to have a turkey or buy a turkey or anything like that. So for Christmas, this will be my third Christmas here on the island. The last two I've made prime rib, and I really like. I just get a small one, and I have leftovers because I'm probably. I mean, I will. There might be a couple of people that eat a little bit of it, but it'll be mostly me having it. And so I like to do a special cut for Christmas because it is a special day. So it will be likely prime rib. And I actually already have one in the freezer that I've been saving just in case I don't see any nice ones right before Christmas. But I watch out for nice looking rack of lamb. That's a favorite of mine also for Christmas. But yeah, it's likely going to be prime rib. And for the kids who are vegetarians in my family, like I said, I do make some sides for them. They obviously don't eat the meat, but there's lots of things. I don't go like I'll make one major thing for them, and the rest, if people want stuff, I just purchase them, so I don't have to do a lot of lot of work. I mean, I'll purchase a couple of prepared salads, have a fruit plate, things like that. I am making I'm going to make some of the keto chow butter cookies for them. They'll like that, I'm sure. And yeah, that's I try to be accommodating for everybody because they support me in my meat eating ways, even though they're vegetarians. They're not vegans. They're not vegans because they will have butter, eggs, cheese, that kind of thing. So that actually helps a lot. I can do a lot with those ingredients in their, when I make them a casserole. Tina, Morton salt has sugar in it. Who would have thought you need to check that? Wow, I'm glad I don't have any Morton salt. For a moment, I thought it was going to be Malden salt because I do have a thing of Malden salt. But yeah, interesting. You have to check salt. That just is mind blowing. Make it make some sense. Wow. But thanks for the heads up, Tina. Karen, I was using Better Than Bouillon last week for bone broth. It broke my fast. Looked on the label. It has sugar. You gotta read those labels. I used to like that as well, like a long time ago. That was, kind of a staple in the house, and it's shocking. Like, why does it need to have sugar? It shouldn't. So obviously I make my own bone broth and meat broth these days. But yeah, that was nice and convenient to have that. But that's how we learn. We have to look at these labels. Jason has gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Jason. Another very generous person here tonight. And the recipient of that is Maya M. Thank you and welcome, Maya, to the membership. I hope you enjoy it. So yeah, we'll hopefully see you in one of the Zoom meetings. Amos Pulley, are you still using your rebounder? Yes, I am. Is it worth buying one? Yeah, I think it is. Because the price point is pretty good, and if you're someone who can exercise inside, like or needs to exercise inside because you can't make it outside, it's definitely a plus. It's not my main. It's not the main way I get my movement in. But that will change, as the weather changes. And I'm glad that you asked this because it reminds me, in a couple of weeks, I'll be running another giveaway from Ken Sohn. They have authorized me to do a Thanksgiving giveaway. So watch for that video coming out a week before Thanksgiving. We'll be running the same kind of deal we did last time. You just will have to I haven't got the secret word yet, but you'll just have to put the word in the comment. Watch the video, put the word in the comment, and you're automatically entered to win. So that's coming up. That's coming up soon. So I'm glad you asked that question to remind me. And yeah, absolutely. I think a rebounder is a good thing, especially women my age. It's good for building. You're working on your bone density and your balance. Lymphatic system, all those things. It's a fantastic form of movement. M21467, sous vide chuck roast that comes out like prime rib. It sure does. I love the sous vide for things like that. You can make a beautiful roast with a chuck roast with your sous vide. You can, there's so many things you can. Like chicken breast. I cannot eat just baked chicken breast, but I can really enjoy sous vide chicken breast. It comes out juicy and tender, so delicious. You can't do that with a lot of cooking appliances for certain cuts of meat. Carnivore Care finally here. Better late than never. Absolutely better late than never. I sell Wisconsin homes. Hello. Do you have any tips for maintenance? I don't want to lose more weight, but want to stay in ketosis. Well, I would focus on being fat forward then. That's what Dr. Boz suggests. That's what she does herself. She is at, her goal weight, and she eats mostly fat. I think she eats something like 80% of her calories from fat. So if you don't want to lose more weight, then fat and maybe heavy cream, dairy, those are the things that a lot of time, like especially the dairy fat, can stall a lot of people on their weight loss. And so if you're, it sounds like your issue is that you continue to lose and you don't want to continue to lose, then having some high fat dairy is probably a good thing in your case, assuming you can have dairy. So I would definitely focus on staying higher fat, because that also helps you be in ketosis for sure. But yeah, great question. Melissa has given us a link to a document that we made. We did a live stream one time where we talked about all of the hidden sugars and artificial sweeteners and things like that in foods that we don't normally think of. And so that's what that document is. Terry P says she can't wait to get back to her vibrating plate. I guess that's in because you're traveling right now. Oh, hey, JJ, it's really good to see you here. So JJ and I went through the Dr. Boz course together, and I have been enjoying her videos and with her and Eric. They have some great YouTube content, so please go and find their channel. I've been watching lately. So she's on her second sardine challenge. She used apple cider vinegar in the sardines as you recommended. It makes it much easier for you to get them down. That's great. I'm so glad that tip was helpful. And I think it was you that shared a tip that I passed on to my people in my group and membership. You said you like to open all the cans at once in the morning so that you don't have to suffer through opening the cans multiple times per day, because that was part of what turned you off sometimes. And so you opened all your cans in the morning, put them in a bowl or a container or something, and then just ate them from. I thought that was a great tip, and so did a lot of my followers. Okay, we're coming up just a few minutes left, so I'm going to head over into the live chat. I'm going to just remind everybody about a couple of things while I'm over here. That next time you see Bonnie, make sure you say happy birthday to her. She will be watching this, and it's always fun to see your name mentioned so many times. I see a lot of birthday wishes here for her. So we certainly missed you, Bonnie. What was the other thing? I wanted to remind everybody about the new holiday flavors from Keto Chow. I did see somebody, and it didn't make it onto my questions, but somebody did ask about do I recommend Keto Chow? I'm carnivore, so I don't make a lot of use of Keto Chow. But at the holidays, I will make some of these cookies out of them for the family, and they turned out pretty good. So that's would be the time of year that I would use them. Keto Chow also makes electrolytes that a lot of people love, the salty. So that's fine. I mean, Keto Chow doesn't work for everybody in their plan, but the keto people like it. If the keto people like it and use it in a reasonable way, I think people should eat the real food, the actual food, and so we all have to make these decisions, and not just because this person or that person on YouTube uses them, then that means I should use them. You can try them out for yourself and see what you think, and if they fit into your plan. If they are more for keto than carnivore for sure. So there you go. I think we made it through all of the questions. And I just wanted to remind you too that this is part 1 of a 3-part series that I am doing about the holidays and strategies. Next week, our live stream is called how to deal with anti-guilt. And anti is like your aunts, your aunts that bring you the food and say, oh, I made this just for you. So how to deal with anti-guilt, saying no with grace. And then the following week, it's how to maintain your serenity in the midst of the holiday chaos. And so tonight is part 1 of this 3-part series of strategies for dealing with, these types of holiday meals and everything. So I hope you found some of what I said useful. Like I said, download the PDF and keep it, hand it out, give it to friends, whatever. And have a great rest of your Sunday. Thank you for joining me on a Sunday. It's really awesome to see you guys here. And just love that you all come here week after week. It is amazing. And we'll see you guys soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.